a song about changing your life. What does drive? Stab me with a knife, you little slut. Yeah, maybe not.
Excuse me? You went a little farther over the line, I think.
Sacrifice your mind in the face of change. I didn't know if I wanted it to, but then I went ahead and I bid you adieu. Oh no. Wait before you hate me for my sake, please. You need to know that I need this right now, and I wrote you this letter, so please take a bow.
Oh, you understand? I have never
appreciated you so much, like purple kush.
I pronounce it kush because I don't smoke weed.
And now I'm on my own, changed my life so low. But these irrevocable decisions are cutting incisions in mine. Confidence and sense of self, mindfulness and yoga help. Wow.
Yo, everybody. What do you think of that intro tonight? That's JM, Mr. Julian, music NFT artist on the MOJO show. Feel privileged, honored to be commingling with such talented people, guys. Look, this is the MOJO NFT review, interactive Q&A with some experts tonight. I got Julian Mudd on the show, and always got to show the disclaimer, guys. You know, we're at top education and NFT, stock market, crypto market education component, helping people learn. We're not investment advisors. Consult your tax attorney, your mom, your dog. Check out charts. Go to every forum you want. Ask everybody, because listen, everything we're taking, take it with a grain of salt. We're just providing you with some great nuggets. So that's what we do. That's what we do. So without further ado, guys, this was that music from Julian. This is an NFT, music NFT. Listen again.
This is a song about changing your life. What does drive? Stab me with a knife, you.
This song's about changing your life and stabbing you with the knife.
There you go. That's what it's about.
Welcome to the show, Julian, Mr. Song Artist.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the MOJO show and letting me show everybody what a musical NFT is. Most people that are hearing non-fungible tokens, which is what they are, they think it's a image or a JPEG or something like that, but there's a lot more. It could be everything in your imagination. So on the education side, how did you get in and learn about NFTs, and how did you get into your background with music so everyone could learn from you a little bit here?
Yeah. So, you know, I grew up a classical pianist and did that for a long time. I was honestly kind of self-taught to a degree. I think at some point I just like realized, you know, there wasn't much that made me cool other than the fact that I could really jam out on this instrument. And so I really dove into it and loved doing that. And then in high school, kind of started teaching myself how to code, and had one class sort of later in high school about like Python that really took it to the next level. And I was like, oh damn, this is something, you know? And then the two kept sort of competing for my attention, both music and technology. And in college, I began like teaching myself to produce, like full length songs, but then also continued this sort of coding path and was full on focusing on a tech career pretty much. And so I worked about 5 years as like a full-time software engineer. And then 3 months ago, you know, saw a pretty cool opportunity to really do something at the intersection of these two things that have consumed my whole life, you know, at the intersection of music and technology, which is this NFT project, which I can't wait to tell you guys about today.
That sounds amazing. And, you know, as I mentioned to you right before you came on, it's amazing how, you know, years ago, you only had your music platform, and basically like a professional athlete, you had to be born to someone in the music industry to get your ranking up there, even though you're so talented back in the old days. That's how it, like, if I wanted to be a professional golfer, you know, if Tom Kite or Jack Nicklaus was my dad, I probably would be a professional golfer. But since they're not, I'm not. So the platform nowadays, it's like the technology with music became synthesized, or now the technology is with NFTs. You can actually make, like we showed, a image that plays your music track. And then what it does, like your friend who's going to be on our show next week, and I'm going to bring on Dave also, because he's also on the show. I'm going to bring on Dave here. Dave totally wants to be on this conversation. Hey, Dave.
How we doing?
Doing great.
Very good, man. Very good.
I just mentioned
good.
Dill, so since you introduced me to Dill, and then I met Julian, JM, I call him for short.
Big JM right here. There you go.
And I was just saying how technology has enabled this platform with music artists, and it's just opening up such a big thing. He has what's called a decentralized autonomous organization, which Julian has, and I know you're looking at those kind of things. So if you could touch a little bit, and I'm going to share my screen, Julian, and show your web page and the mint and everything, and you could talk about the NFT and your DAO and stuff. That would be great.
Julian, oh my God, you have no idea how much that would help me. Forget about it from a DAO perspective. I'm just getting started.
Sweet, man. Yeah, let's dive in, guys. So
so this is your link tree right here.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. So that's for the song, the individual song. But the key thing to understand about the NFT project is that it's much more than just one song. You've probably seen a lot of these collections like CryptoPunks or Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? Where they have 10,000 generated pieces of unique one-of-one art, right? And the cool component to their projects is that the art is generated when you press mint, right? And so what I did was I took that model and I applied it to music. So if you scroll up a little bit on the page, you don't have MetaMask installed, but if you did, you'd see there's a button up top there, a mint button. And when you press that bad boy, it actually pulls a set of unique stems or different parts of a song, and then actually creates a completely unique one-of-one song right there when you press it and you mint the NFT. So in minting the NFT, you are actually bringing a song into the world. You're creating music.
Hold up. I have a question.
Yeah,
when
man.
you say we're bringing it into the world, this is your song that you have pre-recorded, right? That is now... Whoa. Okay, so explain that to me. Now I'm interested.
Yeah. So I broke my song into 5 parts: bass, chords, fills, percussion, and vocals. I wrote 5 to 10 different versions of each part. And then if you do the sort of combinatorial math there, you'll find that over 10,000 unique versions of the song can actually be generated from every unique combination of the parts.
Wow.
And so what happens when you press mint is it pulls a unique combination of those 5 parts, merges them together into a full-length song, and mixes and masters it.
What, dude?
If I could curse on this show right now, I would be going crazy.
Dude, how did you figure? Because I haven't heard that angle. How did you figure out that angle?
Yeah, I sort of took inspiration from the successful projects in the visual world, right? I was talking about CryptoPunks and Bored Ape Yacht Club. There's tons of others like that, and all of them have a unique set of traits, which when you mint them, come together to form a piece of art. But for them, it's just an image, right? And that stuff, it's incredible, and it was an innovation at the time, a couple years ago for sure. But I wanted to take it to the next level and do it with a full-length song.
Dude, you know what that reminds me of? Kind of like,
yeah,
you're like Mozart, dude. You're like a level above everyone. He's like, whoa! This
hold on. I don't think anybody understands how hard this is. I was a jazz musician for 14 years. To be able to match up a bass clef, right, with chords, fills, vocals, and everything else in like bar after bar after bar, right? in a specific key or whatever. Like, you know how hard that is? Did you create an algorithm for this?
Well, not for the music writing part. I
I
told
mean,
you.
obviously not. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, right? We're like coming soon. But
Yeah.
yeah, I grew up, classical pianist, man, and I kind of like just music's my thing,
Are you sold out?
No, we just sold. We just launched this morning, and we sold 102 today. We just hit over 100. We got 1,000.
Price that?
What's that?
Where are we pricing at? And do you have like different tiers?
Yeah,
It's actually just a flat pricing structure, just like CryptoPunks and Basie.
Okay.
Just it's 0.05 ETH.
Okay.
And
it's right here, bro.
Full song. Oh, and also I should mention a unique one of the album art also gets generated in correspondence, and the components of the album art actually correspond with components of the song. So like bass lines represent this little moon part, which can be replaced by depending on the version, right? So you can tell the version of the song you have just by looking at the unique version of the album art.
Wow.
This is an impressive individual, man.
Very
I'm not
impressive,
expecting
guy.
this.
And you know what the crazy thing is? It's the first project in a career of a young artist that is like a Mozart kind of intelligent IQ, an IQ in music and technology that is very rare in the world, guys. So, I stumbled into, a one of a kind. Thank you. So, this is it's a unique one of a kind. They're compliments because it's just true fact and real.
Thank you, guys.
So,
I
yeah,
really
absolutely,
appreciate it.
absolutely.
I'll support. I'll go buy one.
Thank you, man.
So, what is this official DAO that you're doing to help out? DAO.
So the
DAO.
DAO
I'm
is
from New York, man. I say things a little differently than most people. So,
Coffee.
Yeah. So the DAO is round two. The DAO is the V2 of this. And so the question I asked myself at some point a couple weeks ago.
One question first, though, because we're talking like Chinese to people right now.
Yeah, you want me to define
I just want to just tell them, I don't want to scare everyone with, he's talking about a decentralized autonomous organization. This really long word for something amazingly cool and unique that you've never heard of before. So he's going to tell you what a DAO is and how he uses it. Go ahead.
Totally. Yeah. So a decentralized autonomous organization is, we can just kind of parse it out through the name there. So firstly, the goal of it is to be decentralized, where there isn't one corruptible agent, right? So there isn't one like president or one person that makes decisions for the entire community. Instead, how everybody in the organization makes decisions for the organization is decentralized. So a good way of representing this is like voting, right? One person isn't going to make the decision. Instead, everybody gets to vote on how the decision gets made. And this term was born out of this sort of blockchain revolution in the last 10 years due to the nature of, I should say the nature by which the technology can empower these organizations, specifically ones like Ethereum, right? Mm-hmm. And so we can represent your stake in an organization depending on how many tokens you hold, right, in that organization's what's called governance token, right? So if I was, we're talking about the MUD DAO, for example, which is mine. We're going to launch the MUD governance token, and you can just think of this as like a little token that represents how involved you are in the community, right?
And a token is like a crypto coin, right? It trades.
Exactly.
It's not on an NFT marketplace, but on a crypto exchange or swap, kind of like Pancake or Uniswap kind of marketplace, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's
it'll have a chart like a crypto coin, and it'll have volume and you put the components together with your background, and it represents you and your future and what you're doing, correct? So it's like,
yeah,
so it's like actually buying the MUD token because it represents you and your business, and if you succeed, the MUD token's going to succeed.
Yeah, exactly. And so in that way, you can think of it very much like a stock, right, for a company, more or less. Mm-hmm. And that's what we call sort of the governance token model. But there's a ton of other models for like how there's a whole subfield of I guess crypto economics called tokenomics, right? And the whole concept is like, how can we incentivize people with this token that represents some sort of value in this organization, right? And so there's tons of different models for like, this person gets this much when they vote on this, you know what I mean? And there's all these different models to incentivize people to engage in the community. And so we'll talk about my models in a second, but I did want to quickly touch on my favorite part about DAOs, which is that they're autonomous, right? That's the goal with them. And so when you think about the traditional business or company that is built, what happens to the founder, right? The founder builds the company, and then they get more and more responsibility as the company gets bigger, right? And so then this founder, by the time it's $1 billion company, is like, you know, they're are you saying something? I can't hear.
No,
I'm sorry, I was on mute. I'm sorry, that's not what
Okay.
happens. The founder is a greedy monger that puts golden handcuffs on all the employees so they can't leave and work for him, and controls the company at any time, could put the hammer down on anyone. That's the real
Absolutely.
world, right?
Totally. But I think that doesn't mean
That's
the
the
founder doesn't
opposite
have
of what you're talking about.
I don't think so.
No?
Because the founder grows. All I'm saying is the founder's like commitment on a day-to-day basis, how much time they have to give to this organization, grows, right? As the
But
company
isn't there
grows.
more than one founder to a larger, as the DAO grows, it becomes
Well-
more like of a board of directors of the DAO, a group of intellectual people that have spent a long time with the DAO that can contribute and make it grow? Like Dave would be kind of that person. If we stayed with you for a
Absolutely.
year or two and so forth, he would have that,
And so
that
I'm talking
credibility.
about private companies here. So for DAOs, you're exactly right, and that's the point I'm going to make. Is that's
Okay.
why they're better, is because there isn't like one person that has that much control, and therefore their responsibility in what they're building doesn't scale with the size of the organization. Instead, the organization becomes autonomous. It becomes this self-running thing that the community supports, and then the founder, who birthed the idea, but shouldn't really be the center point of the whole organization, because the organization is made by its community, right?
Is the voting, is there like voting power within the organization based upon how much of the token that you own?
Exactly. That's one
Could
model.
there be like some guy that wants to take control for maybe and come in and take control of the token? Is there a certain amount of the token that any one person could buy?
Yeah,
Because
so
then you don't, what you don't want is like whales coming in, like on the stock market, Dave, where they buy a huge thing, then they sit on the ass, and they're really putting an institutional fake order
Yep.
out and buying
Listen
on the
to 'em.
bid, collecting all your tokens cheap.
100%.
Then they suck everybody out and they bring it to the moon and they get
Yep.
rich. So if you put a
Listen,
limit, a cap on the amount
Yep.
of tokens that one person could do, it'll put control over the float and more power in the organization's hands.
And there's a bunch of different ways that you can structure it, right? Whether it's amount of how many LP tokens you stake versus how much liquidity you provide, right? Meaning both tokens, like that might heavily weight it. Some people might have more of just the coins just to stake. It's a mathematical kind of dance that you kind of have to do in order to kind of figure out. And I'm curious to hear what Dylan's model is.
Because that mathematical dance you're talking about is actually like the market makers in the order book in the token. How many people are selling it at what price is high, and how many people are bidding for it to buy it at each price lower. And you need to be the head market maker at all times of your token. So if anyone comes in and tries to shimmy the floor, you can come in and take that up. Anyone, it runs up and you want to control the price, not go too high, you can put in some sells and stop that baby and so forth. And you're now in control of the token.
See, but that's the stock market. What he's saying is the DAO is not that. The DAO is governed by the people, right? So the trick is to come up with what formula is going to be fair. So what you said, Mike, was right, where it's, hey, how do I prevent whales from coming in and just, staking, token X and token B, right? Because they're providing so much liquidity, which means, excuse me, now Julian's got a good chunk of cash like locked up for a good amount of time, and it's like, okay, like we could do some stuff now. Like we can go to the recording studio, we could do this, we could do that. Like, what is the model? So like, I kind of want to hear from Julian. Tell me like how did you set yours up?
Yeah. So yeah, great points for both of you guys. I think the key here is to understand that like the smart contract is the thing that really governs the organization, right? And so this is something that goes onto the blockchain, and it essentially controls the flow of these tokens that we're talking about, or essentially implements guardrails or rules for when you want to buy an NFT from the DAO, or essentially transfer, tokens through it, right? And so you can set up a set of rules for that. And one of the things that you guys were mentioning is like, well, what if somebody just like sweeps the floor with a token? That's definitely possible in current models, but you can envision a smart contract where that goes, hey, no one individual can own more than 10% of this organization's token supply, right? That's great. And then we keep it decentralized no matter what, right? And yeah, so I think that there are models to prevent that, but the understanding that the smart contract is written, deployed, and then never changed, right? It's immutable because it's encoded into the blockchain. And that point is really clear because then you say, okay, I'm creating a DAO. Here's my contract. And Dave, what you were saying is such a great way of putting it. You're saying, here's my formula for organizational success. And if everyone agrees on it, they can get involved, right? And you can see the contract because it's totally public. It's on the chain. You can see, oh, these are the rules of this organization. Cool. Do I want to be a part of it or do I not want to be a part of it, right? And then there's never one agent who goes like, hey, I'm gonna, just cash it all out, or I'm gonna sell like 60% of the token supply to some big hedge fund, right? And that's the sort of power of these. But yeah, can definitely dive into my DAO.
It's a dance, right? It's a very fine line. Like it's a dance in terms, because I've seen DAOs that are set up one way. I've seen DAOs that are set up a completely different way.
Yeah.
Where it's like, man, like which one do you go with? And you really have to think about, like, for you specifically, Julian, as an artist, what is going to work best for you, right? Do these people believe in you? Because do you want hedge fund guys like really holding your governance tokens? Not really. You want your fans holding your governance tokens at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, and so awesome. You got the webpage up and everything. And so I told you about my technology earlier, right? Which takes the different stems and spins up a one-of-one unique song when you mint an NFT. And
is there any way you want me to go on this webpage?
Yeah, we can scroll. So we got this great roadmap here, which tells us about like sort of each step of the process. But yeah, so we start out with this first minting event, which is the one that I just mentioned. We'll follow that up by actually adding
the first one was what he mentioned with the 1,000 that's available for mint now, guys. And with most collections, that puts scarcity on it, guys. It's like a low float stock. You can have a company that comes out and it has 100 million shares available. You got a company that comes out and it's got 10 million shares available. Well, it's a lot easier to move a company with 10 million shares in price than it is with 100 million, because it's supply and demand. And if there's a catalyst, it's exciting, there's something new, there's a small amount of it, and it's growing fast, this is the formula of every winning situation in the history of time, whether it's a stock, a crypto, or a music NFT, folks. So pay close attention to the low float supply of the NFT, and we're talking about a music NFT. So you can actually have your first music NFT. So when you show your phone to somebody in OpenSea and you show them JM's tune, you're like, listen, don't look, listen, and they play it, and it's like, that's an NFT. So this phase one, done. Let's
Done.
look on
Yes,
phase
sir, exactly.
1.1. How was that explanation? That was
You
good, right?
nailed it.
I
man.
want to. Can I
Right?
say one more thing? I think the biggest thing to add there is the uniqueness of the idea, right?
Yeah.
The uniqueness of Julian's idea is essentially what is going to get people to say, I want to buy. There's 10,000 versions, right? Obviously, Julian wants to sell out, right? Like
Like that. There's
to
actually
me,
there's only 1,000 available to mint. So we really limited the supply. We wanted it to be super.
1,000. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry about that.
10,000 can be
Attribute.
generated.
Okay.
10,000 can actually be generated, but we limited it down to 1,000 for exactly what you were saying about we just wanted it to be scarce. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Let's hear about your collaboration. How you're gonna empower the community.
Totally. And so, yeah, this 1.2 right here you're seeing is we're going to add more artists to the DAO. And you might be asking, why would I want to do that? Why would I want more artists or more musicians? I thought this was a music DAO around my music. Well, a couple weeks ago, I asked myself, why am I the one writing all these stems? You know what I mean? You got the money thing going. Yeah. Why am I the one writing all these stems? Really, though, right? Instead, what if everybody wrote different parts of a song? We took them all, put them together, and spit out every possible combination of everyone's music to create a community collection of songs that we all wrote, right? And that's where I think we're trying to like essentially revolutionize how we write and create music and almost decentralize that part too.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That's amazing. You're bringing musicians together that have probably never even thought that they could play music together.
Exactly.
Ever. That's amazing.
We're going to have like crazy crosses over genres. We're going to have like a folk guitarist put a stem on top of on a rap verse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is
amazing mixes.
This is going to put mashup to shame.
That's a good one. I'm going to use that. And so that phase kind of represents me sort of stepping back from like this sort of center artisan role in the DAO and instead being more of like sort of a conductor to go like, okay, this is how we're going to, structure our creation as a whole community.
That's a great model.
Yeah, man.
That's a great model.
So unique, man.
This next one, if we go down there, we introduce the MUD governance token. There you go. And then everybody who holds one of the NFTs.
So those are going to be airdropped. What exchange are they going to be on?
They'll just be airdropped. So most governance tokens, when they get off the ground, they have very low liquidity, which just means they don't have many people buying and selling them, right?
Right.
And so that means it's really tough to get on a big exchange. And so you'll just be able to use it on like Uniswap. Or that'll
any other decentralized exchange, PancakeSwap, Uniswap, QuickSwap, and so on.
Didn't you do a project, Dave, where you had gotten a token as an early adopter of a project like this, and then all of a sudden one day you looked on your computer and it was worth like $17,000, right? From nothing, right?
Yeah, so that was the story I told yesterday. In short, I was the second adopter for like a specific protocol. It wasn't like
no way.
It wasn't nothing to do with music, but I know I'm a cryptocurrency trader, so I know the ecosystem like the back of my freaking hand, right? Like former Wall Street guy, and I was using it for about 4 months, so I was the second user. And I came across a post that said, "Can't believe I made $7,000 off of the Biconomy, airdrop." And I'm like, "What?" So I'm like, I emailed the admin and I'm like, "Hey, Sachin, like, what's going on here, man?" He goes, "Dude, like, you don't have our notifications turned on?" I'm like, "Of course I do, bro." I go in there. There's 2 NFTs, ERC 1155s. One with an early adopter bonus that's got 825 tokens, and another one that's got 22. All in all, I have about 3290. And if I would have known about it 5 days ago, it was trading at $20 a token.
Okay.
But it's still trading at $7 a token. So all in all, I had a 21. I say this humbly, I had a $21,000 Sunday, right? Like it pays to be curious, man. You know what I mean? Like that's why I like this stuff, and why I invest in Dill. Why I'm gonna invest in you, because like when you see unique ideas and you're able to spot them, and you don't got to be some big accredited investor worth $1 bazillion friggin' dollars, and you have access to it, you better take advantage while you can.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't agree more.
You know what's so amazing? Nobody, the people that are going to watch this, and a lot of people will watch this video after, I tell you, we're talking a little foreign until they themselves are in the rabbit hole. Once they all fall in, like we
Yeah.
have, they are going to be like, I understand completely now what they're talking about.
Totally.
I have to contact someone to get involved, and I'm going to miss out again because all these people now already did that 2 years ago with Bitcoin. They all heard this. This is the same thing over again to them.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
not going to miss it again. So this time, the growth is going to be spectacular. And you're going to be you yourself. People don't understand. Let me just show you on OpenSea. This is the marketplace that you're on. People don't realize. Let me just show you this. Let me pull you guys to the bottom. Okay, dude, the guy has. Connect my wallet. See, that's how you connect the Coinbase, everybody. You connect your wallet. I have 206 NFTs. Guys, I got some good ones. He has his own category, music. So when you go to music, there's, okay, how many top artists are there on the music charts? See them on my hand. So
Yeah.
there's not many great ones in there. So when you get into that category, it's creme de la creme. You're going to stand out. And Coinbase is going to have most of these collections because the top collections from here will apply on the Coinbase market. And if you're on here, you're already like whitelisted on Coinbase. They're going to accept you because now 70 million wallets with countless bajillions are going to be looking to buy his music NFT. So my foresight is why I'm doing this is because I'm getting in as a first early adopter in music NFTs. So when you're like old and decrepit and your kids are rocking in the music NFTs, you can say, yo, grandpa, he bought that first JM music NFT.
The
And now the
OGJM.
guy's like the Beatles, man. Do you
Wearing
know
the
if you would have
Grateful
bought
Dead t-shirt.
a Beatles NFT, they're not here. You know how much that NFT would be worth right now?
Oh my God. That's
Oh
insane.
my! So this is like insane.
I don't think that's far around the corner. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just speculating, but I'm just saying, I don't think that's far around the corner, to be honest.
I think you're totally right.
So he has his own category within the marketplace, dude. Like you're going into the supermarket, dude, you're going to the deli section, dude, to only buy, he's got the meat. He's got the mock. That's it. You don't have to go down he's specialized, and it's going to sell because the people going in there know exactly what they're looking for, musical NFTs, and there he is. And the people he's entouraging with, like Famous Dill and some of these other young entrepreneur, business-minded artists. That's what they are, because they're not just like in their garage banging around. They're like, how can I get this music with the technology that all my buddies are talking about out there in the world? And now I have a platform to fly. And dude, thank goodness Mr. Old Mojo knows a lot about technology to bring Dave together and to bring JM here, because you guys never would know about this if this content wouldn't be made. So guys, we're going to take like a minute break. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. We're going to go get a drink. We'll come back. We'll talk some more about JM. We'll wrap him up. And then Dave wants to talk about the VV specials and what's going on with VV and with Mojo. And let's take a break. Peace, guys. We'll be back. Boom, boom, boom. Shakalaka boom. We're back. Hope you guys had a nice little break. So guys, check it out. This is some of my my NFTs. You know this guy right here, right? Crypto Rich.
There you go.
Man,
There's Dell.
This one plays music. These are his trading cards right here. Got some Snoop Dogg right there. He's cool. Snoop's cool.
I think one thing that's important to note also is like the same way that Dill had his unique idea with the trading cards and everything else, right? Because the NFTs are meant for utility. Is the same thing is in a similar way what Julian did, right? With combining all of those different combinations to only create 1,000, right? Like that just goes to show you, like, I know we say this over and over, you are only limited by your imagination. Period. That's it. Like literally that's it. And if you hustle and if you get involved in these communities and in these spaces, even if you're a musician, you don't just go into music spaces. I go into every space possible. Like, I don't know about you guys, but there might be something I might pick up that I'm like, oh, I didn't know what that was. Okay.
You got
cool.
you look at the title of the space. If it makes sense, you're like, I'm right in. You got to look at the title first. But yeah,
Even
there's
if
so
the
many
the more messed up the title is, actually, the more I'm enticed to actually go in there.
Yeah, they got some really amazing ones. I
funny.
really learn a lot. Absolutely. I absolutely. This NFT, guys, is worth one Ethereum, $4,200 just for this one NFT, guys. So, you know, it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. So you got you know, it's working and it's exciting and fun. This guy says on YouTube, he says, Julian, this is the coolest idea, Julian, combining the voices in different ways upon minting. I love it.
Thank you, dog.
Yeah.
Whoever you are.
Gene, Vanilla Gene.
Vanilla
on
Gene.
YouTube.
Thank you.
So
Hey,
this
Julian,
is
what's your Twitter handle?
Muddier than thou.
Muddier than now. Got it.
Yeah.
Muddier, it's like holier than thou, but you know.
I got
muddier
you.
than thou. Yeah.
Yeah, this is his Axie Infinity. Yeah, they follow me. You know Axie Infinity, Julian?
I've been managing scholars for like a year now. I got it actually super early.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
just followed me. They're big, dude. Axie Infinity.
They're huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
great.
big. So this is you,
Coinbase stole
Julian.
my Axie Affinity.
Julian, this is his
Julian Muddies.
his official Twitter.
I like it.
Got the
Mhm.
goods, of course.
Super. So yeah, we're gonna continue to follow you on your career. What do you have next in your future, Julian? What's next for you, buddy?
Yeah, it's building out this DAO, you know, man. It's gonna be a big project. It's gonna be like 6 months to a year. You know, I'm full time on this now. I was working full time as a software engineer before this, and left that company to do this full time. And so, you know, we're rocking and rolling, man.
I congratulate you on the early success and the continued success. And what's going to happen is, folks, I'm putting together. Let me minimize my screen here. I'm putting together a Christmas gift box NFT. It's going to have a couple of $1,000s worth of NFTs. You see my collection. I showed it to you right here. Let me just flash my screen again. I'm going to be going into here. I'm giving you some of these guys away. So I got some crypto heroes worth a couple of $1,000. I got some apes right here. They're worth 500. I got Jimi Hendrix worth a couple of $100. I got like these crypto heroes right here worth, he's a cheapie. Now I'm talking big ones, guys, you know, $400 or $500. I'm going to put together like $2,000 or $3,000. Julian's going to throw one of his NFTs in that box. Could be you don't know how amazing it's going to be, guys, but I'm going to pick 3 winners on New Year's Eve. So it's going to run from now through Christmas, the 12 days. We're going to update and highlight, continue with JM on what he's got going on. If Dave wants to throw in a VV or something like that into the box, we'll do that, because we want to add a lot of value to the audience and give you a nice gift over the holidays. So thank you, JM. Peace and good luck with your career. And let's go. We got about 10 more minutes left. The stage is all Dave's. Let's talk some VV. What's going on?
Talk some VV. Did JM have to leave? Did JM have to leave?
Yeah, I think he bowed out. He's tired, man.
Okay, gotcha. I got you. I got you. Yeah, no worries.
But he's gone. So let's talk some VV.
Let's talk some VV. So I did a terrible job of marketing yesterday. I went into like some of so here's the thing about VV.
Oh no,
right?
He's back. He bowed off for a second. He's back.
My man.
Dude, my power surge went out for a second and everything just shut down. So I had to just turn back on my computer and just hop back in. I'm so sorry about that.
Nice.
Oh my God, he's so tired. He's already hit the bed and stuff.
Camera comes back on. I'm just asleep.
Dude, I'm telling you, you want to stick around for this, because when I tell you, like, the foundation of building not a community but a family is what VV is about. And I'm going to put it to you very, very simply, is there is always someone in this community that is running a space at some point, a Twitter space, right? Yeah. And it's not a Twitter space shilling anything. They're just collectors that are talking about, the different collections that are on the VV app. Now, I don't know, have you ever heard of the VV app before?
I haven't. Yeah, what's the rundown?
Okay.
Oh yeah, so, this is a must.
Oh,
this is a must.
It's an absolute must. So
and let me just say, guys, with this Twitter Spaces, you have to go. Twitter Spaces is not on your desktop. Everyone listening. So if you go onto Twitter, you're not going to find what he's talking about. You have to go on your mobile phone with the Twitter, and there's right on your home across the top, you'll see all these little purple circles, and those are spaces. And there's in the middle of your app on here, you could see, let me just show you on Twitter, right in the middle on the bottom, you'll see like 5 circles. If you press that, it'll give you a list of all the people that are hosting chats, spaces where everyone can join, and it's right there. See that? Those circles, guys.
Yeah.
So if you do it only from your phone, and they have them all the time. And when I go on there, they're giving away secrets on how to get mints or things on the app and get that if you didn't go to there, you wouldn't get them. Example today, the girl who didn't get the mint, I don't know if you heard this, Dave, 4 times in a row. She didn't. She went and upgraded her internet service and got an Ethernet cable, and then all of a sudden got blast 2 times, no problem. So she upgraded her speed and now got the mints. No one would have known that.
And how would she have known that? She knows that because we have members of the community that we don't hoard shit. We don't hoard stuff to ourselves. We're all about sharing information. It's like when you think of open source, right? Like what this whole thing is about. Yeah. Like we are all about sharing information with one another. There's late night ones where we just laugh all night, we might not even talk with you. We might talk just stories, and we've become I would say very close friends. Like if I was to tell you, hey, I'm going to do a trade with someone. Okay. And I'm going to send them a collectible and they're going to send me money. Right. But you've been talking to them for a little bit, and who goes first? Would you send them your money first? That's how trustworthy this community is, to the point of I've done 5-figure deals with people where they've just sent me money and they've trusted me to essentially send them that collectible. That's how close we are. But that trust is obviously built up over a period of time, right? And at the end of the day, like, it's amazing. So you go to the App Store, whether it's Google Play or an Apple, boy, you download it. It's VEVE, right?
So
And
everybody go on your app when you hear this in the App Store on your iPhone, VEVE, search, and then click it. It's the Disney collections, guys, and Marvel. All of the greatest of the greats.
so it's meant to be a collectibles app, right? And I want to put things in perspective here, right? Number one, the leadership team that we have is hands down, in my opinion, and I've been around a lot of leadership teams, is hands down one of the best leadership teams like that I've ever been a part of. Community, family aside, which is amazing. Like these leaders, right? The COO Dan Crothers and the CEO David Yoons, essentially, one is a collector, and another one is kind of like a Julian, right? He was like former engineer, super smart guy, like developer, and they then built a team around them that fits perfectly. But what they do, excuse me, really well is they listen to their community, right? Our feedback actually matters. We have AMAs and we ask questions and real questions and tough questions. And sometimes we put them in pretty difficult situations, but they hear us, right? We might not get everything we want, but at the end of the day, they're hearing us. They're making the adjustments they feel are necessary. Because you're never going to please everybody, right? And they're making the adjustments. And that right there, to me, is what I want to invest in, right? I want to invest in people. But now, when you throw in people with an application that now has Disney licensed IP, meaning Pixar, Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
The Marvel comic, like Marvel, the Disney moments where Elsa, Mickey, right? Pizza Truck, C3PO, R2D2, right?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they're building their own metaverse. It's called the Viviverse that is in construction as we speak.
That's pretty crazy. There you go.
It's insane.
Dude, you know what's insane? They have the app when you Julian, when you download the app, okay? You go and we're gonna send you one tonight. So when you go into your profile, there's a QR code. So make sure you DM me your QR code, and I'm gonna send you one to your Vivi app, okay? So what happens is you go into your collection, and when you push on the image, like the girl, I got Supergirl right here. Let me just, this is so cool, dude.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, so I go right here. So you see the Supergirl on my phone?
Put it closer.
JM, see that? So this is her.
Yeah, hold on. I'll show you a better one.
Loading polygons, it says. Check this out.
So let's see if we could do it this way. You ready?
Yeah.
Right? So it's loading up right here. Okay? Now these are one of the secret rare animated Captain Americas, right? So there's on the bottom, there's all these different buttons. And what they have really, really mastered is augmented reality, right? So there's an AR button that I hit, right? And what I have to do is you're going to see then this screen. And as long as like I put it on like some
Tell
sort of
them
like
what that screen is.
So this is essentially the screen where you're going to have to ultimately place the character like in your living room, in your bedroom, on your ceiling, like wherever it is that you want.
Guys,
so that when you're looking through your
what he
phone,
means by that, guys, you can't see the image on the phone. It's a little diagram where what happens is you hold the phone at a 45-degree angle, and 3D scanning software scans in polygons the mapping of your whole room in front of you. Once it's done that, you just press on the image of the NFT and it'll pop it in front of you in the room.
Oh,
Watch
that's
on
pretty
his
cool.
phone.
That's wild.
Yep. So
So
you can
let's see if
see in
I
his room, he's got should have Captain America right in
so
front
now
of
let
him.
me see how do I line this up, right? So
Yep, I
there's
could see
Captain
him.
America.
He's
My
big.
phone's not big enough, right? Now
Yep.
this is an animated one.
Yeah,
Now
you
there's
see him
normally
jumping
sound.
around.
There's normally sound that goes to it, but because it's obviously it's in my Bluetooth, but it literally moves where it's like him holding the shield, right? How do I get it? I can't line it up perfectly, but play with it and you'll see. There's a Spider-Man one that literally flings himself up to the ceiling. Like there's like literally like you just press the button and all of a sudden Spider-Man's hanging from the ceiling. And with all these different brands and everything else, it's an unbelievable app for kids. For I'm 41 years old, and I can't tell you how. Julian, all I'm saying is good luck because the addiction will take over, my friend. So your music might be put on hold for a little while.
Yeah,
And
that's pause on that.
the one thing that I do want to give advice to people, because I never ever want to speak on behalf of Vivi or Ikomi or like the entire community or the family. But so I went into a couple of the spaces and I was like, is there anything you guys want me to specifically, mention? And a couple of people brought up like some really, really good points. And I just want to bring up like one or two of them. Essentially, shout out Nooch. Nooch essentially said, if you're new to VV, right, and specific NFTs, try and stick to the smaller ticket items until you're used to the app and you've done your research. It's likely the last thing you want as a newbie is to see, for example, something that you've bought for $2,000 or more devalued to less than $500, right? So this is why you go into these spaces, is to learn the knowledge. You don't got to follow everything they say. Take in the knowledge. You form your own opinion at the end of the day. He does right. It's addictive, it's new, and it's exciting. Just take your time and grow. Join the family. Listen to the free information from people who have been in Vivi from day one. Have fun. Play. Buy what you like. And then once you're comfortable and confident, you're not really affected by the FOMO. You start spending a little bit more of what you can afford to lose. It's on, and obviously nothing is financial advice over here and all that stuff. But I mean, it is so much fun. If you were a kid growing up collecting comic books, right, cards, any type of collectors, y'all see like in my background, like I'm a Nike junkie. Like I got ones, 11s, twos, like three, well not twos, like 4s, 5s, 7s. Like I that's what I grew up collecting. But when
the
I
difference
found
today now, is back then there was only a limited area and a limited amount of the collectibles. Like you'd go into one store, there'd be 5 comics or this and that. Now you go on to the app and there's like every character, collections of comics. It's like the biggest global marketplace that's, it's open source and access to everyone. It's crazy, man.
and I want to mention one more thing.
And dude, they're gonna
And
get
this is-
whitelisted before anyone on Coinbase. That's why I love Viv. I seen that shit from the beginning, man.
Oh, the exchanges are going to come like regardless. But here's the thing that I want to mention is like Vivi's migrating to Ethereum.
Really?
Legit. Yeah, Immutable
What?
X.
Immutable X, yeah.
Gas free.
Free. Immutable X.
9,000
Oh,
transactions
Immutable.
per second.
Yeah, I know Mutable.
Yep. So if you've ever minted on like obviously like for you like as an NFT artist, like you want to be able to, like you don't want your people paying $1 bazillion. Some people might be paying 3 times more in gas fees.
Would they ever be on OpenSea, Dave?
Yes. Yeah. So we've had that discussion before. We actually had it today where there was an article released back in 2018, but like things are ever evolving in here. 2018 might as well have been light years ago, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the great thing is we're constantly talking with the team, giving like their feedback. But they did confirm that you will be able to take, like, some of the independent artists are going to be able to go off first, right? Like, and be able to take their stuff to OpenSea. But when you think about it, if you're a Disney, right? Like, we have a secondary market in Vivi, right?
Yeah, there's a
You're
tab
getting a
in the app
6%
for
royalty.
secondary market.
Yeah, you have a 6% royalty every time there's a sale that's made. 6%. Like, if you're selling, and there's comics that are selling that are secret rare, very, very rare digital comics that are selling
Yeah.
for 20, 30, 40 grand,
Yeah.
and 6% ain't no joke.
See, JM, the difference between what he's talking about could be so significant. It's not for you because, like, when a guy gets a comic book, there's so many in the collection. There's a common, an uncommon, a rare, a super rare, and an ultra rare, and you like seeing these super rares at like $1,000, and then yours is down. You're like, I'm gonna trade out of this thing. The guy gets 6%. Then you're like, oh wow, I got this other one. I'm gonna sell both of these and get this one. And you're constantly doing that on Vivi versus like OpenSea and these other ones. I'm never trading like that, but I'm always able to. And as soon as you list it, it's gone, dude.
And here's the thing too:
when people take it, it's gone. You're like, oh my god, it's already bought.
And here's the thing also that I really want to stress to anybody else that's watching, no matter what your age group is, you're a mom, a dad, a grandmother, you're a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old. Like, I literally taught my nephews financial literacy and how financial markets work via Vivi, because on his first drop, right, it was what's called a blind box format. So you spend $6.99. Right? Each gem is $1, so you spend $6.99, and you don't know what you're gonna get, right? And it just so happens that all of a sudden, wait a minute, my nephew, a 12-year-old, at the time hits a $35,000 comic for $6.99. You got somebody that gifted you that just now?
No, I got that one myself, dude. He's my Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
There you go.
Dude, and he's on the screen right now. I got 2 Supergirls, bro, too. I got her. She's
Storm.
awesome, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, she's going to build them polygon. Look how cool she is. You know what I'm saying? So this is
Julian,
awesome, dude.
I'm telling you, man. Like, if I don't know if your brothers, sisters,
I have a Snap, Crackle, and Pop, guys. Look at the 3 faces, and this is the cereal you grew up on. Look, there are 3 of them in one face. Dude, how sick is that, dude?
So if you actually look at the whole like collection, it's a play on the cereal, but it's a little bit twisted. Like, look, Sugar Smack,
dude. He's like a big old frog. Big'em.
Look, see that? You got like a little bit of a different take.
And that's this guy too, dude. He's worth thousands of dollars in the collection. He's a rare, dude.
All right, so hold on. I want to fully understand this marketplace real quick. Essentially, so comic artists, they can create collections, right? And then they get 6% of every transaction, right? When the collection
so that's what Marvel negotiated, right? The licensor decides on the license fee and based on how big they are. But obviously, because of the library that they have, they can command 6%. EV takes 2.5%.
Yeah. So, and the consumer experience is I pay $7 or $6.99
for a blind box. That's just one format,
and then it just randomly gives me one of the NFTs that's on the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Not on the marketplace, but one of the NFTs that are allocated for. Let's say there's 30,000 editions
for the box.
Exactly.
That's cool.
So you don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's a very cool model. And what did you say they were in Polygon? What chain were they? They were in Polygon,
right? No. So
it's in another coin. It's in a gem that's only available in the app. That's 1-for-1 with the US dollar. So you can buy with your credit card. You can upload, or through your Apple ID, you can buy these gems on the app, and each gem is worth $1. So if you put in $100, you get 100 gems in your wallet, and then you can go into to the collections
Okay.
and purchase the NFT with the gems. There'll be like 60 gems, 80
Got it.
gems, and
Is
so
it a
forth.
is it a cryptocurrency? Or is it just a virtual currency?
It's
We'll DM you.
yeah,
All
we'll
right.
message
Yeah,
you
yeah,
more
yeah.
about that.
We can do the whole tech talk. Yeah, behind
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother show, bro. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah,
But
I'm
the
super
We
cool
could be here for
thing about the
days.
Vivi collection is, let's say I go into Supergirl and she's at $100 and I buy her. The one right after me is 101. The one after that one is 103, then 105, then 107. So you could see I only have 10 in front of me and I'm already up 30%. And she's hot as could be. So by tomorrow I look, I'm already up 30. It goes up like that. I'm like up 30%. I'm like, should I sell her now and go for an ultra rare? And now you're looking at all the collections. You're like rare, ultra rare, common. You're comparing. Well, if this rare is at $3,000, the rare is at 300. Well, I'm going to buy this one now and sell these and get this. And you're constantly moving and shaking because they're so exciting, dude. You got
You
Wonder
gotta have
Woman,
you
gotta have a
Supergirl,
strategy. You gotta have a strategy.
Spider-Man.
And to
Sick.
give you perspective, Julian, also, and everybody else that's watching, is at this time of year, they had zero idea of the growth that they were going to have. They thought they were going to have about 60, 70,000 people on the app. They have over 1.2 million active users, and they're onboarding 20 to 30,000 a day.
A day.
And now we're moving to immutable, hopefully, any day, week now.
It's crazy, man.
I
That
have
is a big
owned,
deal.
seriously, I have owned one of everything so far in VV at one point. But you know what? It sucks. You can't look back on your history and see what you've owned.
Yeah.
That's why coming to Ethereum.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do you mean you can't look back on your history and see? Yes, you can.
You can?
Yeah. So if you go into your app, right, you can see your
Okay.
transaction history.
No, I can't. Where do I see that? In my wallet?
So click on. So it's not going to show you. Oh yeah, no, it will. So if you click on, hold on, I'm opening it up right now. Click on settings.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on, I'm opening it up right now.
My
Setting,
files.
wallet.
A wallet.
Then underneath it says transactions.
Oh, okay. See that? Yep. Transactions. Yep.
There you go.
There you
And then
go.
click on the transaction, and it'll show you, hey, you sold a question
Yes,
mark
I see 'em.
hoverboard to so and
My
so.
original purchase, then my purchase, then my sell, then my purchase, then my purchase, then my purchase, then my purchase. Then I see them all, and I could see what I bought them for and sold them for, and I can make a spreadsheet. Thank you. That's awesome,
You're not even.
bro.
And by the way, you don't even need to make a spreadsheet because you know why? This family is in touch with the Ecomi team, and shout out Homie the Clown. He has the API that links up to all these different cheats. There's an app called VV Vault that you can put in all of your comics and collectibles, and it'll estimate what your collection is worth based off of the floor price. I'm telling you, there is no more dedicated family than this one. And I think the more people that come into these spaces, you're going to see how guys like that influence me specifically.
Yeah.
Like you'll see their names, Crypto Khaki, like a Lenny, a Giphy. These guys, some of these guys ran for, I think, like a week straight or something where everybody was rotating.
Shout out to Lenny, man, because and he's a character, guys. He's got like a deep voice, talks slow, like
he's a New York cat, baby. I love Lenny.
He's so mellow and cool and knows so much. He don't talk a lot, but when he talks, it's like the solution and the answer every time. And the person's like, "Well, I did this," and then Lenny's like, "Well, if you did this." Wrong, because I got that mint in 3 minutes. This is how I did it.
And we do it laughing.
He did it, and the guy's like, "Okay, I guess you're right, Lenny."
That makes sense.
Yeah,
and it's true. Like at the end of the day, like we're not giving out financial advice to people. We're just telling them what we're doing, right? Like I came in and I told people that like I had something that was on the marketplace. The floor price was about a $16,000 piece that I said, oh, I sold. And people were like, what? You sold it? And for me, I'm a cryptocurrency trader, right? So for me, cash is king. I'd rather somebody else enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like let somebody else enjoy it. Like I'll get paid for it, and we're good. And the team behind us, I'm telling you guys, not just David Yu and Dan Crothers. Like we got like so many more. We just signed Citroën and Peugeot. I don't know if you guys know who they are. They're like the second biggest auto manufacturer in Europe.
Oh,
Super,
Peugeot,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
Well,
they're
you
going to
said
be
it
doing.
so, dude. You
Yeah.
said it so fast. It was like French. I was like, what the hell are you talking?
French was my first language. My bad. My bad. So yeah, we just saw like supercars, like concept cars, right?
Yeah.
They're going to be doing like concept cars. So like when you think about the VV verse, right? Like it's the possibilities are endless. It's
Dude,
really endless.
Could you imagine? Like somehow a Marvel, this is gonna happen. You listening to Marvel directors? The actors in the movie are gonna get sucked in the metaverse and fight against the bunny and Thor and Loki's alligator, and there's gonna be a battle of the NFT characters versus the real ones, and they have to fight their way out. If they get stuck in, they have to get out of there for some reason and get back to the real world. And
The ideas that these guys throw around, man, like I'm telling you, like I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy shit.
dude, look, they got Star Trek: The Next Generation, bro.
Yeah.
I had that Star Trek. That's Enterprise. That was one of my, when it first came out, I got that because everything goes up 30%. You have to sell it, dude.
You don't have to sell
I
it.
have
You don't
to,
have
because
to.
I always want a better one.
That's the thing. If you're an investor, that's the thing. When I say strategy, if you're in it for the money,
Yeah.
you're in it for the money. But if you're in it like, because I've seen Star Trek clubs that have 50,000 members on Twitter that if they knew about this, like they'd be like, "There's no way you're taking this from me. I don't care how much money you give me." And I've heard people in our community, in our family, say, "Like I will never sell this piece. Never. I don't care how much money you offer me. I won't sell it."
I heard in one of the spaces a very smart thing by one of the guys, and he's like, in the beginning, I was buying the low floors because I didn't have a lot of money, and I had to just buy the lower ones. But as I started trading and getting up I only want to get a rare or a super rare because I know secret rare. When they go on Coinbase, those are the ones that the big whales are going to buy first, and it's going to go from like 1,000 to 5,000. Then if you have a common and some of the other ones, they'll tag along because that ultra rare you got is the secret is just like booming. And I'm like, dude, I want all those secret rares. So that's what the ones I'm going to hold are those. But the other ones I want to trade up to get to those. That's my
And then there's other aspects, like there's a master collector program where, like, depending on how long you've been involved with VV, right, they're gonna backdate you based on how many sets you hold, right? Because sometimes like a set could be just 2 collectibles, a set could be 12, little doll, like Cryptkin dolls that they call. Everything has a certain point value, and you're gonna be able to put your raffle ticket. It's like if anybody's ever heard of Numerare. It's like the raffles, like the raffle system, right? It's like, hey, you throw your raffle tickets in, right? You don't win, all right, you get your raffle tickets back.
Oh, I thought it was. Isn't Numerare a coin?
Numerare is a coin, but the basis of the protocol is essentially like what probably all the casinos and stuff are going to use. But VV got smart and said, like, if you're not going to put your raffle tickets in and then we're going to take them from you if you don't win, why would you stay? Right? Like, give it back to them. Let them try again. Right? And that's why they listen to us. You know what I mean? Or that's why they come up with whatever they come up with. And Julian, I want you to, I want to extend it. This I can say on behalf of the entire community. Like, you are welcome in any of the spaces at any time, at any point whatsoever. Because I guarantee you, if there's VV people listening now or will watch this stream, I'm getting DMs telling me like this is some of the coolest shit that this kid is like watching.
Yeah, I
Julian
just
is
got
some of the
one too
coolest
that
shit.
said on YouTube, Dave, how do you get a grab bag? This is the coolest, nicest show ever. And like, there's no
Oh, yeah,
music.
damn.
There's music that needs and audio that needs to be in effect in the future on a lot of the VV components, I believe. And they're
And
going
it
to
will
look for
be.
people like you that have the creative ability to apply that and be part of the team. And since you're in the spaces and a part, they would bring you in rather than, an ad that someone finds out, hey, we need this guy. No, he's been in the spaces. He's got the POAPs. He's got the credibility.
Yeah.
And he's got the he's already doing it. So
I love that, man. I'd love to hop in a VV space. That sounds great. Let's do it.
They're always running, my brother. You are always welcome. Seriously.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
man.
Let me hit you with a follow on Twitter. I think you like.
Yeah, and everybody follow DCBK2LA on Twitter, and Julian Mudd on Twitter, and Pro Trader Mike _Mike on Twitter. Not Pro Traders Mike with an S. That's an imposter. He'll ask you to send him Bic. Don't listen to that guy. Let me tell you this. Anybody who doesn't have more than, with my name, more than 3,000 followers, it's a fake. Don't listen to it. I have 60,000. I get like an impersonator report every day. Oh, Mike, he's impersonating you. He just asked me. He's asking to send money and stuff.
Oh, man.
Don't listen to nobody online, guys. I'm never going to ask you to do that. It's a fake account. It's a shill. Don't listen.
Look at this. Right
Nice
now, there's 55 people in this space called Chatting Tuesdays. That's a VV space. 55 people.
That's crazy.
Yeah, usually we'd have 57, and me and Dave would be in there. But
There you go.
Yep. So Dave's gave me this collectible, guys, right here, this Marvel comic. Let me show you. Right here, everybody. I'm going to be giving this away on the Mojo Show.
Hey VV, when I get into the space after this, don't shoot me. All right? Don't kill me. I'm trying to build a brand over here myself, so don't kill me.
And we got to have action. So this doesn't have to be basically, now, but it is going to be given away. I have a special action, right? Look at this comic book. Marvel Comics, guys. See this? Look, you see it beautiful. Oh, look how clear it's coming in on my screen. Look.
That's the first ever Marvel comic in its original cover.
216 gems.
From 1939.
You paid $6.99 Mojo NFT. You see that? We're going to be giving this away. Christmas gift action. Following the Mojo Show. I sent out a tweet on Twitter. This is going to be the tweet we're going to give it off of. But it's got to reach a certain amount, guys. So we'll mention it again. But here's the tweet. It's right here.
Wait, let me read. I'll retweet it too.
Yeah, this is the tweet. It says right here, VV official tonight at 8 o'clock, special $214 NFT. Right here on the. All you got to do is follow VV official, join the fam, come to the spaces, tag and retweet twice, and we're gonna pick a winner. When my Twitter picker has over 25 at minimum on there, VVs. So VVs, you want a VV, $214 Marvel comic right there. And for me to send it to you, you go into your profile. You go into your, right here, into your settings. It says QR code, my QR code, right there. Send it over. And I'll send you the NFT. See, that's a QR code, guys. QR code. You know that? You do any like bars or any like gigs? Do you do any like live singing, JM?
I actually haven't. I haven't performed the song live yet on in like a real play setting, an IRL setting. Just because I've been so deep on this.
Where do you live, bro? Where are you?
I'm in LA. I'm based in LA.
He's Dave's from LA too, right there. Dave.
Oh, man,
He's got Dill to play in his gig downstairs, and the Dill and JM, bro.
Dude, there it is.
JM will open for Dill.
That's a huge set right there. Oh yeah.
We can.
Look
I
up,
think
look
we
up,
can make
look
that
up
happen.
I think we definitely make it happen. Look up
JM
Sabotage,
opens for
and
Dill.
they stream live overseas also.
Yeah.
So your audience can expand exponentially, Joel.
We like the international audience, you know.
Dude, I think so right there. I
Gold,
think we
yeah.
can when Dill comes back, he's on vacation, he's in decompression mode. Like
Gotcha.
you,
Yeah. He's cruising.
like
He's
you, it's been like
man.
compression. You're gonna have to like go. You need to get away for a couple of days, dude. Like a
I need
weekend.
to relax, man.
You need to
Absolutely.
go away. You need to like this. JM's gone. Lose your phone. Be gone for a couple of days. It's not,
He's
the
gone,
world's
dude,
not
yeah.
gonna. What'll probably happen is your mint. Be surprised. You don't have to worry about the mint. Come back. Let us work your stuff. Let us work this. Come back. You'll be like a vigorated phoenix flying. Yeah, and you'll crush it, dude. You'll be hyper focused on one task. That's my New Year's resolution. I'm hyper focused on building my brand and my business in 2022. Hyper focused.
I love it, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need some of that focus, you know. I'm running
So
dry
yeah,
right
Dave
now.
will hook you up. Dave's got some good connections in Hollywood, man.
I'm a Brooklyn kid. Liz, I talk to everybody. Everybody here in LA kind of stays to their own. Me, I'm talking to everybody and everybody I see on the street.
Let's
So
do it,
yeah,
man. Yeah, we got a link. Let's do it.
well,
Yeah, for
thank
sure,
you
bro.
guys. Tonight was awesome, man. I got a lot of good responses. Can you pin the names, please? I didn't get the first name of what? The name of what? Pin the first name. Everything is in the links in the description. All of Julian's information. Oh, the link for the the Twitter. They want the Twitter. Here's the link. There's the
Trust
link.
me, if the VV crew knows
Link
what that's
to the
worth.
VV NFT. It's 100. It's 200. Dude, I tell you, by the time this thing gets up to the appropriate amount, it may be $250, or it may be 200. It may go down. You never know. But I'm giving it away, so get going and do it. So thank you guys for doing the show and educating the audience. This is great content, and we'll do it again, and then we'll do it again, and we'll just do it again. So we have a long road ahead of us. Thank you guys.
Yeah, of course. Let's
Any
see who
other
does
questions?
this.
This was great.
Any other
This was awesome.
questions? Peace, guys. Thank you so much for
Wait,
being
we're
on
not
the
going to
show.
randomize and see who wins it?
There's not enough people. I want to wait and do it tomorrow. Let it build up a little bit more.
Gotcha.
The random Twitter picker needs a certain amount of minimum entries.
Gotcha.
So let's, the people that are in there are in.
Yep.
And, we can't, it's not a 50%, there's two people. We want to, we got to make it good. So
I like the live show action though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's more real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's kind of exciting too, that anticipation.
It's better because, and we could bring up to 10 people in here. I could bring 10 of us in here. So if you want to bring, another time, Julian, your buddy, Dave, 2 or 3 more people, we can have up to 10 of us in here. So no problem with that. And
cool.
And we're good.
Awesome. Mike, thank you for the opportunity. Julian, seriously, it was a pleasure meeting you. You have my word. I am literally going right to your page right now. I'm going to mint one of those NFTs, and I hope I get a great jam, bro. I for sure have my word.
So peace, guys. Thanks again.
Rock on, guys.
And later. Rock on. All right, guys. That was a great show. Thanks for attending the Mojo Show. We got way more great things to come in the future. And peace. Later.